Alright, hi. Wow, I look so old. I think I'm having a little bit of a midlife crisis because I'm turning 27. 12th of April, I'm turning 27, and now I'm having a little crisis because I feel like I look old. When in fact, I feel like I also just look tired. Maybe this is not the best filming day, but I want to get this out of the way. And I just don't have the time to film. And I want this video out because I have been in a little reading slump, and you know, that's fine. Sometimes we all just get a little tired, you know, like we have busy lives and big life events happen. Makes your sleep not the greatest. But I've been in a reading slump for the last 2 weeks, and last week I finally found a book that got me out of a reading slump, which is Elsie's Silver Flawless. This totally made me fall back in love with reading, except the day after my beautiful dog Tesca passed away. So after that I didn't read, and I picked it up Sunday and I finished it. So it definitely made me help to take my mind off the things that were happening around me. And obviously it doesn't take away the grief and the pain of losing a dog, but it did help a little bit, you know, like it distracted me for a bit, and that was nice. That was really nice. And I just thought that if you are in a reading slump and you are trying your best to get out of it, I have some book recommendations for you. We have a bunch of fantasy, a bunch of romance, and one mystery. I think it's a mystery. I don't know. It's a psychological thing. It gave me a freaking whiplash when I was reading it, but it was really fun to read it, and it made me so excited to read more. But anyway, so those are the kind of books that I can talk a little bit about and see if maybe there's one that may get you out of a reading slump. It's kind of like a mess here. Like, I have no order of way we're gonna do this, but I have here, Shadow Me. This was a TikTok favorite. Let's just say it like that. It was a TikTok favorite, and TikTok made me literally buy it. Thanks to BookTok, actually. It's BookTok that made me buy it. This is about a girl who, if she touches other people, they die. Which, in the beginning, she absolutely hates it, obviously, because she can't touch anyone. Like, there's no loving feelings that she has, obviously. Like, she can't enjoy a simple hug, which sounds horrible if you ask me. But she grows through the book. However, did not read all of the books. I stopped because it was getting me into a reading slump. I liked it because it was easy to read. It was fast paced. It was about a very fragile girl, and who learns that her weakness is also her strength and power. And I thought that was a really helpful thing for me at the moment to read about, because I felt very fragile. But it just kept going, and it made me a little bit bored, because I don't know, I also didn't really enjoy the love story that was also part of the plot, and but it's a really good book. It just took too long for me. But I know that other people really loved the entire series and read all of the books, gave it 5 stars altogether. So maybe this is for you. It just, the first few books were for me, and then it just stopped, which is fine. But it got me out of my reading slump, and that's why I recommend it, because it was so fast paced. Then we have a love-hate book. You either love it or you hate it. It's The Crow Prince. I liked it. I just had to think, you just have to think the tail away, okay? Like, it's a fairy, but don't think about the tail. Just don't. Like, No, don't think about the tail, okay? It's really good, it's really fast paced, it has very good plots. It is a little bit of a bully romance, I guess. Like, it's obviously enemies to lovers, and it starts with bullying. It was really good, very easy. Honestly, I don't even really remember what this book's about, but it was really good, just don't think about it. Then we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely. It's a trilogy, so it's obviously a series, but I don't see the series name on it. This is a modern retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and it was amazing. The first one was amazing, the second one was and the third one I didn't really enjoy that much. But this one was really good. I gave this 5 stars. And Harper is a very strong feminine character, and what does she has? Like, I don't remember what she exactly has. Like, she has some kind of muscle thing going on with her. I think it was her leg. I'm not sure, but anyway, it didn't hold her back in anything. Like, I loved how her weakness was not her weakness. You know what I mean? Like, she was brave. She went for what she wanted, you know? Like, she was great. I absolutely loved it. She, by the way, came from like the modern world, and she got stuck in this other world where she got kind of captive. It's not just about the curse, it's also like saving his kingdom, and they are doing that together, which I really loved. And then I think everyone kind of knows this one, Fourth Wing. You may have heard of it, you know, like May. It's about dragons, and also like kind of like a weak girl. I can see a pattern here. I see it. I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware. Fragile girl. Her weakness is not her weakness, okay? She's strong. She's I think we now all know what I like. Anyway, this got me out of a very big reading slump. I had a few months where the only thing I could do was sleep at some point. I have no idea what went on with me at that time. I was on vacation, and the only moments I woke up, I picked up this book and I fell asleep. And then I wake up and I picked up this book. I barely did anything on my vacation. I just slept and read this book. And now it's dear to my heart, but I'm not enjoying the rest of the series. But I enjoyed this one. And then another one that everyone knows is A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is not the original cover. I bought this cover. I bought like a bunch of covers on Etsy because I just really loved it. But it's A Court of Thorns and Roses. I think we all know what it's about. Very much loved it. It has some good shit in it. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's found family. I love found family. Inner Circle, it's hilarious. It's very spicy. So if you don't like that, maybe not. But you can also just skip spice, because that's what I sometimes did. But it's really enjoyable. It's super easy to read, and it's not like a big plot. The series is still ongoing though. We're still waiting. And then from the same writer we have Throne of Glass, which takes a lot of brain power. It does. But it's also very easy to read, and it really sucks you into the story. So yeah, I also think that most people know this book, and I'm just telling you to read it, you know, just read it. I'm definitely going to reread this because it was so freaking good. Amazing. Kingdom of the Wickeds, which is also a very easy to read fantasy. It's yeah, they're witches who live secretly among humans, but one of the twins has passed away, and the other twin is finding out how, why, and suddenly she summons a demon on accident, and they work together. You know, it takes a lot of ordering him around to work together, but it was great. It was very good. I enjoyed all 3 books of them, and I think I may even reread it And we also have Six of Crows. This is a found family. There's also a Netflix series that has this book and the other. I don't have those anymore. Yeah, absolutely love this one. I didn't really enjoy the rest of that whole universe, but I love the Six of Crows. All of them have different strengths and different weaknesses, and they all just like fit together so well. It's like literally like they're all puzzle pieces or something. It was really great. And then we have two more, I think, that I don't own anymore because I realized that I enjoyed reading them, but I did not feel like I was going to reread them. We have Dance of Thieves. It was super easy to read, but it wasn't something that I was going to reread, but it was really good. We have Belladonna, which is kind of like a mystery in it, where somebody is getting poisoned, and she's figuring out who the heck is doing that, and death is kind of following her around, and that's not figuratively, that's literally death is following her as a real living thing, kind of. More like a shadow, I believe. Anyway, it was really good. It was super easy to read. I think I did read the second one, but I wasn't as obsessed, so I didn't finish it. But Belladonna is super easy to read. And then we also have The House of the Cerulean Sea. It's a super cozy found family again. It's about an orphanage with different kids that are all deemed to be dangerous. This dude goes there and he meets these kids, and obviously they try to scare him a bit, but it's really funny. It's very cozy. It is a good book, and it really helped me out of my reading slump. So, found family vibes. I loved it. And then we have, you know what, let's just go to the mystery that also has kind of like a fantasy vibe, I guess, which is The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This was giving me a whiplash, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It took me a while to get into it because my brain was just like so confused, and most of the time I was just like, what? I do wonder how I'm gonna feel about this book if I'm gonna reread it, which is my plan actually. Just because now I kind of like understand the psychological thing behind it, and the whole, you know, this is the mind. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read back. At a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. She's been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break this cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes in the body of a different guest, and someone is desperate to stop him ever escaping Blackheath. This is so good. Just read it. I need somebody to read that, okay? I just need it. We get to the romance, which will start off with the last book on my iPad, The Love Hypothesis. It was super good. It was really easy to read. It was very different because it's about women in STEM, and that was the first time I ever read it, and I believe she keeps writing about that too. But this is like one of the ones that kind of stayed in my mind because, I don't know, maybe it's because it's the first book that I read by her. Could be that. And then we have this selection, which is, I believe it's a series of like 5 books, but the first 3 are about the girl herself and the crown prince, and the other 2 are about their child, their daughter, who then has to find love. So I didn't read those 2 because I was like, you know what, this was good enough. This was enough. But she's actually in love with somebody else, and then she gets into this selection because obviously, like, if you can marry the crown prince, your family will be taken care of, you know, like they will have enough money, and that was one of the issues that her family had. She kind of helps the crown prince find a partner, because obviously like she kind of makes this deal with him, you know, like, I'll stay here and I will help you find one of the girls who will be the best for you and the kingdom. But as we all know, who will be the best? You can make that decision yourself, I think. I actually bought the entire series because I feel like they all were so good. We have, I think they're not in the right order, but it's the Get Alive. Does this have a series name? Again, not. I believe this is the first one, Get Alive, and it's about a girl who has a chronic illness, I believe. Yeah, chronically ill because of an accident, and she has this bucket list that she really wants to do, and the bucket list has enjoy drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. And there's this one man who lives, I think, close to her, who is a handyman with tattoos, a motorcycle, and let's just say he's a hottie. And she starts doing some bucket things with him. Yeah, but it was really fun. It was a very good book. It was easy to read. I also am someone who struggles a lot mentally and physically with my health, so reading this kind of made me realize that sometimes it's really good to get out of your comfort zone. Really good. And because I love this one so much and it was so easy to read, I bought the other ones too, and I think the second one was X Your Age, which is about her sister. Her sister is a little bit of a chaotic girl. She is a bit clumsy, and yeah, she gets into this fight with her parents about being clumsy, and she finds this bed and breakfast, and they're looking for someone in the kitchen, I believe. What's the kitchen? Yeah, the chef position. And this dude is so stubborn, so he's always in control, you know, and she is so out of control. And she hits him with his car and he broke his arm, and she feels so bad about it, and she's like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna help you with your bed and breakfast, okay, it's going to be fine. And they get working together, and yeah, we all kind of know where that leads to, but it was really fun to read. It was so funny how absolutely clumsy she is, and how he's in absolute control of everything. And there's just this woman that's so not in control of her own life, not in control of literally her limbs, pretty much. Like, it was so funny. It had some hilarious moments in it, and I think that's why I enjoyed that book so much. And then we have Take a Hint, which is more of a it's more of a fake relationship together. He's a security guard. She's a PhD student and he's an ex-rugby player, which is why they had this one moment in the cafeteria and somebody took a picture of it and the entire internet started shipping them together. And I don't remember why they went into a fake relationship, but it was really fun to read because he's super grumpy and she's, I want to say, almost also a little bit out of control, but that's not it. She's just very outgoing. And I really like that. It was really fun to read about these 3 different sisters. And there are 3 very different boyfriends. And then we have 3 more books to go. We're almost done. We have The 7 Year Slip. Super easy to read. It's kind of magic realism, where when they get to her aunt's apartment, her aunt has passed away, so it is a little bit about grief. So if you're not in the mood for that, definitely don't pick this up, because I did slip a few tears. The apartment is a little bit weird because when she gets inside her apartment, sometimes it's just a regular day, you know, living in the year that she's living, and sometimes she is back in the day. And there's this other dude that's living there, that's allowed to stay there. But that's been a few years ago. It's a bit weird because at some point they also meet in the actual, you know, it's almost weird to explain, but sometimes they get into the actual real world where she lives in, and he's also there, but a little bit older. Not too old, don't worry, he's not that old, but he's a little bit older. But it was really interesting to read about this, this romance. It was really good. It was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it, as you can tell. I really did. And then I couldn't go without Emily Henry. This book will stay in my mind for the rest of my life. I think this was so hilarious. The way that it started is that she and her, I think, fiance ends up breaking up because her fiance is actually in love with someone else, and it's one of those friends that she also kind of always worried about, you know. It's like one of those girlfriends. Like, she has to pack her stuff and leave, and she doesn't have another place to stay, and her fiance just leaves with his new girlfriend, and it's like, you have a few days to pack up your stuff and get the hell out. And at some point while she's packing, a dude comes at the door and he's like, "Where's Petra?" And that's the girl that her fiance just left with. And she's like, "Yeah, she left. She left you too." And it's just a really fun story. At some point she asks, like, "Hey, do you have a room?" So they become roommates, and they also try to make their ex-partners a little jealous. But by doing that, they also develop some feelings, and it's just a very funny, hilarious story. It's a really easy read. To be honest, I recommend every Emily Henry books because she gets me every time. And then the book that, if you are in the mood for heartbreak, All the Right Places. This is the first book that ever got me into reading, because it gave me so many feelings. Heartbreak, loving feelings. But this could break your heart, but I also have to say it's young adult, so it's very easy to read. It's about twins, and one of them passed away, and that the other one has to obviously live on, and she gets very depressed because everyone kind of just moves on, and her parents aren't acknowledging her twin sister's death. And then there's this dude who is kind of crazy, and he always goes up to the tower, and she also went up to the tower, and she was planning. It is trigger warning. There are trigger warnings in this, so please don't read it if you're in a bad mental place. But if you're ready to dive into it, this did make me get out of my reading slump. Or at least it made me fall in love. After that, I just bought books. So, yeah. So those are kind of just all the books that I have read that made me fall back in love with reading. I do want to know what your guys' books are that got you out of a reading slump, because I'm pretty sure there will be many more reading slumps. I am very known for having those. But I do want to know what kind of books got you out of a reading slump, because maybe it will help me in the future. And if any of these books have helped you out of a reading slump, I also would like to know. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.